Hey, Shalom. First off, I want to start up and saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem HaKadosh. Just all praises to the Lord calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh by Hashem, meaning in the name Yahushua in the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. Preaching His word in truth and sincerity on the brother tells about the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify and this one I'm gonna title this. You know what? We'll say this is a working title because, there's some information to go over, and we're seeing things play out and the possibilities off of this. Like Esau said, let me see if I can find that quote. Right, it says, never let a good crisis go to waste. Right, it says, as Winston Churchill was working to form the United Nations after World War II, he famously said, never let a good crisis go to waste. In another context, Churchill's insight on human nature can also be applied to global water crisis we face today, particularly as it pertains to agriculture. And that never let a good crisis go to waste. This is obviously a crisis that was made, right? And there's information I'm gonna pull. Other brothers have grabbed this stuff. Got some stuff from the Hedge chat. And just to bring some light to, and bring some light to the situation, because, all the information that's going out, we're going to see where it goes, right? We're going to see where it goes. And obviously it spells something as far as prophecy going forward, right? This is that, quite possibly that Black Swan event to usher in more things. And even this in general, as being an event, is something to hide and take the people's concentration off of the real economic scheme of this thing, man. Here it is, right there at the end of March. You're about to see the first quarter numbers come out, and they're down. They're down, right? Watch the most recent World War III algorithm on the Elder Ariala's page, the Great Millstone Dallas, and that's one of those things that was being talked about, right? But I'm gonna play this and get some more information. Lord will, this all be edifying.
Keep watching this area here, yeah. Watch the fire and the molten metal spewing off as the bridge collapses. Watch, goes along. Watch. Look. See that? Look, little explosions. Okay? Why is a bridge that's been hit by a ship over there having explosions over here? Keep watching. Let's keep watching it. Look, bang, explosion, explosion, both at the top and the bottom. Explosion, explosion again. More smoke coming out of it. Look, on fire as it's going down. There.
See? So obviously this stuff isn't on the up and up because it's an uncharacteristic thing. You're talking about Esau in his trade. He perfected trade. He perfected global trade, and the first people he did it with, first commodity he did it with was with so-called slaves, right? With Jake. He perfected the flow of traffic of goods and services. You're talking about this the scriptures call America. It is a mart. Let's get that real quick. Yeah, here it is. This is Isaiah 23. And one that says, the burden of Tyre, how ye ships of Tarshish. For it is laid waste, so that there is no house, no entering in from the land of Chittim. It is revealed to them, right? Tarshish was a chief import-export nation. All type of goods is coming through there. And that's what represents America today. Now, verse 2, it says, be still, ye inhabitants of the isles, thou whom the merchants of Zidon that pass over the sea have replenished In thy great waters, the seat of Sihor, the harvest of the river is her revenue. She is a mart of nations. This is the Tyre, the mart of Zidon. These are all allegorical speak, referring back to America, Babylon the Great, right? So you're talking about a nation who perfected goods and services coming in, and somehow the bridge gets hit. Now, let me grab some more information. One second.
That dude, the retired Coastie, to tell you, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way that no tanker ship is gonna crash into no bridge at night by mistake. Question to all my Coasties out there: where the pilot boat at? And where the tugboats at? And where's the horn? The warning, the crash warning before it hits. I ain't hear no warning. I ain't hear no nothing. I'ma leave that with y'all. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And it's a couple days after that Russia attack. Don't let that go over your head, my people.
Whether or not this is outside play, I don't believe it is. Right? I personally don't believe it is. But if it is, and even if it's not, and it's get dressed up as it is, this is an escalation of things to come. Escalation of things to come. So, this is why the scriptures tell you, get this. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. This is all a ploy and move forth his plan. Because the scriptures tell you that in the book of Daniel, Daniel's 8:25, it says, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Now, what policies are coming off the back of this? Here's some right here. This is from the Baltimore mayor or governor, whatever the hell he is. It says he is officially declaring a local state of emergency in response to the collapse of the Key Bridge. Our teams are mobilizing resources and working swiftly to address this crisis and ensure the safety and well-being of our community. And this is already saying, when you read this address, it's telling you that this thing is supposed to be set in for 30 days. It could be renewed. But other things about this all shape up to be like, something's fishy, right? The aha, right? Like they did in Coming to America. Little chess playing niggas, aha. The barbershop niggas, aha, aha. That's what you should be going off. Because even right here, right, it says the Baltimore Bridge, right? It says the economic impact on the city, which is already plagued by social misery and violent crime, will be huge, right? You're talking about a great number of shipments go through the same corridor. And a lot of it deals with the car sector. They're talking about how these things are being brought up. Now, one other thing I wanted to pull up is that bridge name is actually named after the songwriter for the national anthem. And peep what it says, right? It says, it's important to know things because the Star Spangled Banner, originally called the Defense of Fort M. Henry, has more than one verse. The second half of the third verse ends like this: no refuge could save the hireling and slave. And now they're bringing that down. What signs are these talking about? Now, I'm going to jump down here towards the bottom paragraph. It says, these lyrics are clearly referenced to colonial Marines, according to Jefferson Morley, author of The Snowstorm in August, Washington City, France. Francis Scott Key in The Forgotten Race right, of 1835. Francis Scott Key, with the bridge is named after that same person. And they're talking about forgotten race riots of 1835. So there's so much stuff playing off of this. It's too much stuff to be 100% coincidence. Esau could be moving for some chips around, but at the end of the day, the scriptures tell you that what? He sleep not unless he calls him to fall. The plans that are being set up now are spelling for all type of shit. There could be a siege going on, basically shutting down these cities, breaking down the bridges, just like they did in the movie the most recent one. What was it called? Right? Leave the World Behind, right? What was the first things that was cut off in that movie? Transportation, telecommunications. Not too long ago, you had what? Cell phone outages. Then what? Bridges were cut off, so the ability to be able to travel. So we'll see. We'll see what's happening off of this. This could very well spell for many things, right? Because the economic collapse is also gearing up right now. They're talking about how the S&P 500 is about to start taking a dip. You got all these people moving their money out of the market, right? For a reason. Not small money, because they see that the feds are saying they're no longer going to sit here and try to hold back these interest rates. They're going to start slashing these interest rates, which when you slash interest rates, right, there's no reason to print money. You're talking about a system that's based on debt. So that's going to spell a collapse right there. So we're going to see, man. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So Esau has all these plans. He's pushing forth everything to push forth the next phase of the policy or the next phase in the plan. Right? It's about to get ugly and brutal out here, and we're about to see the ripples within the stock market and how bad it's actually going to be, right? And this is going to spell famine, right, for the people. So 2 Ezra 15 and 16 is going to hit. Because the scriptures talk about the sown places. This is 2 Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Now, if you have one of the biggest ports in America, has now a bridge has collapsed, they gotta get all that stuff out the way before they can have anything move out of there. So that's gonna take months. It's gonna take weeks to move that stuff out and start rebuilding again. So the prices of things are gonna shoot up, right? Now, depending on how they spin the story, they can sit here and say this was a foreign attack. This wasn't an accident. If it's that on, things escalate into another phase in the plan. Right, we just got to keep our eyes open and look at these things. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Right, when those full storehouses are emptied out, when the amount of goods that are available aren't able to be moved around, it's going to be a bloodbath. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right? 2 Ezra 15. Let's get that. I ain't on that. I didn't want this to be too long. 15 and 16, it says, I'll start at 15. It says, 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So when all these things shut down, when there's less food available, when it costs too much to buy a loaf of bread, crime is going to shoot up. Crime is already up. Crime is already sky high. But give people more of an incentive to have to go blow for blow, and they're going to take it. And man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because these cities will be shut down. Right? When you're talking about the threat of a terrorist attack, or you talk about how if America has been hit by one, right, they're going to lock this place up. They've been throwing around, states of emergencies and expanding the state of emergency powers for the last 7 years, right? So that's what's going to be used to justify shutting everything down. And now they're using the National Guard for a solar eclipse that's going to last a couple of minutes. Well, we're going to see how these things play out, right? It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation as famine. Right? A scarcity of resources. This is where we at, man. But Lord willing, this is edifying. You brothers, keep your eye out. Lord willing, I can make a number 2 on this, because I gotta have a follow-up for this video that I've been thinking about. Shalom.